Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News and Rumors. I'm your host, Brandon Hodge. So this video is brought to you guys by SeatGeek. So if you guys are looking for tickets for any event in the entire world, get them through SeatGeek. Use my last name at checkout, code Hodge, and I'll get you guys $20 off your tickets. Good for first-time orders only. So you guys have used like SeatGeek before, like make a new account, you can use the code, get yourselves $20 off for any ticket for any event in the entire world with code Hodge over on SeatGeek. So the first rumor of the day we're going to be talking about is going to be about Goldberg. So Goldberg, there's been a lot of talk about this guy this year, about retiring this year actually, the same year as John Cena. He's having his retirement thing, but he's not doing like a whole tour, he's just doing like one more match or something like that, or like a few matches or something like that. Or maybe, I don't know, no one really knows. There hasn't been much details about this, of course. They haven't officially announced anything about this. So there's been just kind of a lot of rumors in the air. Of course, I guess Saudi Arabia, of course, loves having Goldberg over there, so there's been like rumors of that. There's been rumors of SummerSlam. There's been rumors since now that Saturday night's main event's going to be in Atlanta, that Atlanta is Goldberg's hometown, so that's got to be the place, right? So, yeah, I don't know. All I know for sure right now is actually Goldberg is scheduled to return next week to Monday Night Raw. So Goldberg will be on Raw next week to confront, I guess, Gunther and kind of go on for the title or whatever like that, now that he's the champion again. So we'll kind of see where things go, but this could lead into like a Saudi Arabia thing, since that's literally the next show coming up at, happening at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. Or, we could do SummerSlam thing, or like kind of a thing, but before SummerSlam is happening, Saturday night's main event. So I believe it would either be Saudi or Saturday night's main event, or maybe, just maybe, it's both. Maybe it's both. I don't know. Maybe he's having two matches. We'll have to wait and see, but we'll probably have our answers as of Monday. Alright, the next rumor is going to be about the Bella twins. So, of course, Nikki Bella is now back in the WWE doing her thing, I guess. It's kind of an odd thing, because, of course, the Bellas, Nikki and Brie Bella, they were kind of, the Divas era. Like, massively the Divas era, and they had to kind of adapt to the kind of women's wrestling, whatever they want to call it, the women's revolution they want to call it or whatever, where it basically transitioned from these are divas, they're pretty to look at, and they do pretty things, and their matches are jokes, and they're just for entertainment, and then also a lot of people have their bathroom breaks or whatever during their matches, because it's not a serious division. So they kind of transformed that into more of a serious, this is a women's wrestling competition, this is just like the men's thing, it's a women's division, this is a serious wrestling thing, they have their titles, many different titles, we have different divisions, we have tag team divisions, we have singles matches, main event spots, mid-card, like a whole shebang. It's not just like one women's kind of little attraction diva show like during the entire show. Like it's a whole division of its own. It's a whole nother part of the WWE. So yeah, it's definitely different. So they had to adapt to that. So it's going to be interesting to see how they adapt if they do come back. Of course, Nikki Bella is back, and that's what this rumor is specifically about, is about Brie Bella coming back. Of course, Brie Bella, if you don't know, is Nikki Bella's twin sister. They're the Bella twins, and they do like it was a great, absolutely great kind of story they had going back then, because they're identical twins, and they were like identical at one point. You could literally not tell them apart. So they do that to cheat during the matches. They would have one sister in the ring wrestling. They get tired, or they need to do some kind of shenanigans. They'll have the one pop in the ring when the referee's not looking, and they don't know. They don't know it's a different twin, and do a little kind of twin magic, they like to call it there. But of course, that kind of thing doesn't really help work anymore, because you can kind of tell them apart now, because they kind of look a bit different now. But nonetheless, my point here is Nikki Bella is back in the WWE. This rumor is saying Brie Bella might be coming back in the WWE. She's coming back maybe for the Evoultion show, the all-women's premium live event coming up here, also happening in Atlanta in July. So that might be the place you see Brie Bella back as well. But I don't know if Brie has a desire to get back in the ring and be a full-time wrestler again, that maybe like Nikki Bella has that desire or that need to do that, but I don't know if Brie has the same thing. But as far as Brie, I think we might see her at the Evoultion show, but it may be kind of a one-off thing. I don't think they're returning to do this whole thing, but they do want to have like the Bella twins kind of be in the tag division, because they want some excitement in the tag division going on. So maybe for the Evoultion show, the Bella twins will actually be working and wrestling as a tag team, which will be so freaking cool to see them back in the ring. Alright, the next rumor of the day is going to be about none other than Seth freaking Rollins, and I guess we're talking about this new kind of faction he's got going on here. So you got this faction, you got Seth Rollins, you got Bronson Reed, and you got Braun Breaker. So this is really, really cool. Only problem is, they don't have a name. Like, what do we call these people? Like, Shield 6.0 or whatever? Because there's been so many, like, different models of the Shield, people filling in for people. So do we call it that, or do we call it something else? So yeah, obviously it's gonna be called something else. Apparently they're still working on the name and trying to get like names like legally cleared to use and stuff like that. So within the next like week or two, they're actually gonna have an official name, I guess, which will be really, really cool. But on the side note here, this is more about Seth Rollins here. This is about Seth Rollins and his music. So he's had the same music for a little while, but it's not really like fitting the best, I guess, with the new faction and the new kind of gimmick he's got going on, where he's like next to Paul Heyman kind of thing like that. So ultimately, Seth Rollins is officially getting a brand new theme song, which is kind of difficult because the theme song he had was like iconic and people would sing along to it or whatever, but it's time for a change, I guess, and so what wrestling's about is upgrading, changing things around, making things fresh and new so it doesn't get boring and stale. So ultimately, yes, Seth Rollins is getting a brand new theme song, and the rumors are saying this is by a major artist. I don't know what kind of major music artist would be doing this, but it'll be exciting to see. So it's not by like the people that make like horrible theme songs, which we will leave like nameless because everyone hates the kind of stuff they're doing, because it sounds kind of generic. It's not very like iconic of a theme song like a wrestler's theme song needs to be. So we'll see how it turns out, but apparently right now they're actually working on a brand new theme song, or entrance music if you will, for Seth Rollins. Alright, let's do it, and this is it. This is the final news story, the final rumor, the final thing I'll be talking about inside this episode of WWE News and Rumors. We need to talk about someone, because someone's been missing for a little while. We need to talk about our original, our true tribal chief, OTC. We're talking about Roman Reigns here. So where is he? Where is the guy? Where's Roman? What has happened? So Roman's obviously on a very limited schedule, and now that he's dropped the title, he's not really needed on TV as much anymore. And even when he had the title, he wasn't wrestling that much. Apparently, like all of last year, he only wrestled 6 matches. So far in 2025, Roman Reigns has only wrestled 3 matches. So yeah, I don't know what his contract says. Of course, he's one of the highest paid people in the WWE, and the rumors are saying, or I guess this is kind of like a news confirmed thing, that as far as people getting paid in the WWE, there's currently like 7 wrestlers making more than $5 million a year. Roman Reigns is like number 2 right behind The Rock. So yeah, he's getting paid a lot of money, doesn't have to wrestle that much. He's got like the dream job, honestly. Doesn't have to work that much, he gets all that money. That's absolutely incredible. But ultimately, when's Roman coming back? What's the plan? Is he only wrestled 3 matches this year? He's been wrestled like 6. So if he wrestled like 6 last year, I would imagine like this contract was like for like 6 matches. And I'm not sure if it even says the number of matches in the contract, but ultimately, when's the guy gonna come back? Well, we got the next large premium live event coming up here in August. It's by the name, maybe you've heard of it, it's called SummerSlam. So SummerSlam's happening, they're gonna need Roman at that show. So ultimately, that's what the rumors are saying. Roman will be back for SummerSlam. But what's he doing? Who's he gonna wrestle? What's the plan? Well, when he was wrote off TV, he was kind of attacked by Seth Rollins' faction or whatever. So ultimately, I guess that would make sense to actually do Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. And Roman Reigns versus Rollins has happened a lot of times in history. It's always a great match. A lot of history between these two, and they could absolutely have a wonderful match. So that is going to be a really big matchup for SummerSlam. But that's the current rumor. Roman Reigns will be back sometime before SummerSlam to set up the SummerSlam match. But that's the current rumor, guys. The current rumor is Roman will be wrestling his former brother, if you will, at SummerSlam. You're having Roman Reigns, a tribal chief, versus whatever Seth freaking Rollins wants to call himself now. So we got Rollins, Roman Reigns, SummerSlam. What a freaking matchup, and that's Roman's apparently next match. So there you guys, that was actually going to do it for this episode of WWE News Rumors. A lot of crazy stuff happening right now. Let me know your thoughts on all these, I guess, rumors in the comment section down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Brandon Hodge, your king of vlog style, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video.